A spent Falcon 9 stage is heading for a lunar impact this week that orbiters will track in real time. This is Fascinating Frontiers, episode 150. Updated impact coordinates place the roughly 3-ton stage at 93 degrees west, 20 degrees north. NASA and South Korean orbiters will record the flash, crater, and ejecta in real time. Pre-impact imaging allows immediate comparison of regolith properties. The stage will strike at several kilometers per second. Scientists will study how much ejecta reaches escape velocity during the controlled experiment. Now, shifting focus to deeper cosmic questions. The James Webb Space Telescope continues to deliver data that challenges prior models of how galaxies formed in the first few 100 million years after the Big Bang. Observations reveal unexpectedly bright and massive systems at high redshift, forcing revisions to timelines for star formation and black hole growth. These findings come from deep field exposures that capture light emitted when the universe was less than 500 million years old. Astronomers are now cross-checking the results against simulations to understand whether current theories of hierarchical merging need adjustment. Follow-up spectroscopy campaigns are planned to confirm distances and compositions. While one spent rocket stage offers a quick lunar science opportunity, another NASA observatory is forcing slower, deeper revisions to how we think galaxies formed. High-contrast coronagraphic images from JWST reveal a clear warp in the disk surrounding the young star TW Hydrae. The distortion appears in the inner regions where planets are thought to form. Published results show the warp's geometry and suggest possible causes such as an unseen companion or recent dynamical interaction. The nearby system allows detailed study of disk evolution at scales comparable to our own solar system's early stages. A protoplanetary disk around a young star like TW Hydrae can stretch more than 100 times the Earth-Sun distance yet still show a distinct bend within the inner few dozen astronomical units. Picture a vast spinning plate of gas and dust the width of a major city's metropolitan area. Now tilt just the central dinner plate-sized region by several degrees. That tilt can arise when an unseen planet or stellar companion gravitationally tugs one section of the disk out of alignment with the rest. JWST's recent coronagraphic images captured exactly this geometry around TW Hydrae, revealing the warp through scattered starlight at near-infrared wavelengths. The structure matters because it can funnel material inward or outward, changing where planets ultimately form and how much gas they accrete. The open question is whether such warps are common signposts of forming planets or whether they trace rarer dynamical events that only appear briefly. From disks where planets are still forming, we turn to one world that has already finished forming and is now being directly imaged. The James Webb Space Telescope obtained direct images of a low-mass exoplanet previously difficult to resolve. The observations help characterize the planet's temperature and atmospheric properties. This target ranks among the lowest mass worlds imaged outside our solar system. Coronagraphic techniques suppress the host star's light to reveal the companion. Additional epochs are planned to track orbital motion and refine mass estimates. While JWST peers at distant worlds, closer to home, NASA is preparing the hardware that will return humans to the moon. NASA continues stacking and testing elements at Kennedy Space Center for the Artemis III crewed lunar landing, targeted for next year. Engineers are verifying connections between the Orion spacecraft, the Space Launch System rocket, and supporting ground systems. Recent milestones include completion of electrical interface checks and thermal protection inspections. The campaign builds directly on recent Artemis progress by moving from crew training to flight hardware verification. Launch window planning remains active as final integration proceeds. Artemis aims to land on the moon deliberately. From proven endurance on another world, we close with 2 new ground facilities built to test the vehicles that will follow. NASA's Ingenuity rotorcraft was built to operate for 30 days on Mars, yet completed nearly 3 years of flights. The vehicle performed dozens of sorties that tested rotor dynamics and navigation in the thin Martian atmosphere. Data gathered during those flights informed designs for future aerial scouts. Mission controllers retired the helicopter after rotor damage ended flight capability. The extended performance record now serves as a benchmark for lightweight aerial systems on other worlds. NASA has commissioned a new flight dynamics research facility at Langley Research Center. The laboratory will simulate spacecraft trajectories and attitude control scenarios in greater detail than previous setups. Researchers plan to run tests supporting both crewed and robotic missions. Integration with existing simulation tools is underway. The addition strengthens Langley's role in trajectory design for lunar and deep space operations. The new facility at NASA's Langley Research Center provides expanded testing capacity for high-speed vehicles and re-entry systems. Construction marks the first edition of this scale since the 1980s. Engineers will use the tunnel to validate aerodynamic models for future spacecraft and hypersonic concepts. Calibration and initial test articles are already scheduled. The capability directly supports ongoing Artemis and commercial crew vehicle development. The Vera C. Rubin Observatory produced an exceptionally deep exposure of the cosmos field and surrounding sky. The image reveals thousands of distant galaxies and faint structures across a wide area. Data from this field will feed into studies of galaxy evolution and dark matter distribution. Early processing shows the telescope's ability to reach faint magnitudes quickly. Further releases from the survey are expected in coming months. Observations of a super-Earth exoplanet indicate the presence of an atmosphere through transmission spectroscopy. The data suggest the world retains a gaseous envelope despite its proximity to its star. This finding adds to the small sample of rocky planets with detectable atmospheres. Further transit measurements are needed to identify specific molecular species. The result supports continued efforts to characterize atmospheres on worlds larger than Earth but smaller than Neptune. Stratolaunch's Talon A autonomous vehicle has now flown more than 10 times after its latest air-launched test. The craft reaches speeds near Mach 5 during each mission. Data collected during the flights refine guidance and thermal protection systems. The program demonstrates repeated operation of a reusable hypersonic testbed. Additional flights are scheduled to expand the performance envelope. An image posted for August 3rd shows a meteor streaking through the field of the Lacerda Nebula. The brief trail was captured during a long exposure photograph of the faint emission nebula. Such events illustrate the constant rain of small debris entering Earth's atmosphere. The photo also highlights the nebula's delicate structure against the background stars. Observers can watch for similar alignments during upcoming meteor showers. Shougang Park now hosts the Beijing Space Exploration Center, featuring exhibits on rocket development and lunar missions. The facility includes a simulated launch experience and displays of hardware models. City officials expect the center to support public education and industry outreach. Construction wrapped ahead of the public opening this month. The venue joins other regional efforts to highlight China's growing space program. Before we go, keep an eye on the next round of JWST spectroscopy results expected to confirm those early galaxy distances. That covers today's space and science news. Share this with a fellow space enthusiast if you found it interesting. I'm Patrick in Vancouver. See you tomorrow. And if you'd rather watch than listen, find us on YouTube at NERA Network. Links in the show notes. One more thing, if you liked today's episode, our sister show, Modern Investing Techniques, is worth a spot in your feed. Modern strategies for Canadian and US investors. It's one of the NERA Network's daily briefings, all free at neranetwork.com. New to the network? neranetwork.com. Start here picks the right daily briefing for you in about 2 minutes. This episode used AI voice synthesis of my voice. Editorial selection and analysis are my own.
drifting softly through